Wednesday TV words or phrases and knows he has no good valid argument, but this is just entertainment. This is a person that's just entertainment. This is a waste of space. You don't know why we separate the sports. Anything for what they call clout is the new age Gen Z word. I'm a millennial, but anything. This is so anything for just attention, even if it's pure stupidity and ignorance and delusion and sounding dumb. Anything for attention. Negative attention is still attention to certain people. That much I do know with certain people.
I asked you why we separate. Why do we separate the sexes? Why do we separate the sexes?
To answer the question.
Do we have
when we talk about trans people? When we talk about trans people, we're talking about gender identity. I need both of y'all mindset to become more expansive.
Right.
I know that's a little hard.
No, nobody's mind is expanding. You want somebody to wipe out what's reality and become in this fairy tale little land of delusion where up is down and down is up. We're not doing that no more, and I refuse to do that. I don't care if I will never have and never will. All these uncoded words, that's what they really mean. No.
Can you answer my question?
Because both of you have...
Can you answer my question?
I understand that's hard for both of y'all.
Can you answer my question?
It doesn't answer the question.
Can you answer my question?
Again. When we talk about trans people, we're talking about gender identity. We're not just...
That's not my question.
Sex.
That's not my question.
What y'all like to
gender and sex are the same
conversations down to sex.
What you all like to do.
And you try to apply it to what's happening in the Olympics. Okay.
And I'm asking you a very...
Trans women should participate in
the Olympics. The next Olympics. The next Olympics. Okay, Blossom.
Spreading misinformation.
So rude.
I have to mute you again.
Conservative propaganda that should not be.
Okay. Do we separate the sexes in the Olympics? Why do we have men and women competing separately? Give me an answer.
Well, Pierce, why don't you tell me the answer, since I don't know.
You don't know the answer? Oh, Riley's got a hand up. Riley.
See how this is just clear entertainment for him? It's just such a way. I know I've repeated it a million times, but you see the tactics of just no valid. This person knows they're delusional and have no good arguments against these arguments for reality. They just have no. They can't make sense of what's not natural because it's not natural. It's not supposed to make sense. This is all entertainment to him.
Riley, why didn't you educate Blossom?
I don't know.
Riley, why do we separate the sexes in the Olympics?
Because men and women are different. We have different physical standards. It's the same reason why you have any category. It's the same reason why we have the Paralympics versus the Olympics. It's the same reason why we have weight classes in boxing. We don't have weight classes in boxing because we are fat-shaming people who weigh more. No, we have weight classes because it would be unfair. We know the outcome. Every single person, kindergartners, know the outcome of what would happen if we had a 220-pound man fight a 170-pound man. It's the same reason why we have age divisions. We don't have 12 and unders or
she doesn't know that. What if that 220 pound what if that 170 pound man has the agility to beat that 220 pound man? That makes no sense.
So you want to base all of the Olympics off of exception?
Your answer makes
he should even know better. You a guy, you'll be a guy. You should know better. I can tell by the whatever voice and tone inflection or whatever in his voice, he know well. You know well what you're saying is so stupid, but you're arguing something that is just not. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna make logical sense. It's not gonna work. This is the stupidest. This is the stupidest, most delusional or fake pretending to be delusional person I've ever seen.
Sense. That makes no sense.
Also,
Y'all don't know
bottom line,
anything
it
about
doesn't make
somebody's
sense to you.
biochemistry.
It makes sense
biology
to
you do not
99%
know.
of common
You do
sense.
not
Actually,
know, Riley. I'm sorry, you absolutely do not know about somebody's biology.
You just admitted you're not an
Everybody's
athlete.
chemistry
You
is
just
made
admitted that you
differently.
have never competed at the highest
Genetics.
level.
Right.
I don't have to be an athlete to talk about this because this affects
But you just
my
said you couldn't
community
answer because you're not
I am
the
All right, you know what we're going to try?
Can't even. This demon can't even get lies
Can we
straight.
please stop talking at the same time? If you talk at the same time, Blossom. If you talk, Blossom.
He's arguing with himself. First saying this, then he's saying that. You can't even get your lies straight because what you are and what you are pretending to be that's not real has your soul or whatever so vexed and confused until you can't even make sense of what you're doing because it's not supposed to make sense. It's not natural. That's what you got. You got the demonic spirits, whatever stuff going on with you, whatever's going on. Riley called her out.
If you talk at the same time,
Sad,
nobody can
man.
hear either of you.
Sad.
Okay? So Blossom, let's start with you.
Arguing
again.
with himself.
A simple question. I'll tell you why they separate the sexes, just as Riley has. It's because men have a physical advantage over women, which would mean that women would not win more than a handful of medals in the entire Olympics.
That's
Would
what the
you be
teens
happy
say.
If it was a gender-neutral Olympics.
Why are we?
Hang on.
Why
Answer
are
my
we saying this
question.
about women?
Answer my
He's
question.
trying to get away from what he's saying.
I'm asking you.
I'm sorry.
Running
women
away.
are just as strong as men.
So
Women
just to
are
be
just
clear.
as powerful as men.
Okay.
And I don't believe that.
Okay, Blossom.
That's just your opinion.
So,
That's
Blossom.
not always fact.
Blossom, if the world #1 tennis player...
I don't buy it.
Okay, you know that Serena Williams admits that she would be beaten by the top 1,000 men in the world of tennis, right? You know that. Do you?
She has been.
You did not know that. So,
See, he didn't even know that. I'm not buying what you're selling, so nobody's buying what you're selling because you want to be a woman so bad.
you don't know that.
That's sad. He don't even know. He don't even know that. Yeah, she's an amazing player. It's genetics. It's genetics. Sports have to stay separated. We're strong in our own way. Men are stronger. It is what it is. That's simple. Be built different. You're trying to make something be that's not natural. That's when you go wrong, trying to twist stuff in nature when it's not supposed to be.
I would like to read those receipts.
Both Serena and Venus Williams lost.
Are you waving them around?
What?
You can look it up to the 203rd ranked male player. He drank in between sets, smoked in between sets, and played 18 holes of golf before, and admitted that he played like a 600 male ranked player. And they lost in a blowout, and they are phenoms, the best of the best. No other woman for a while even could come close to them, and they got beat by a man. Let me repeat it, in a blowout. The 203rd ranked male player who admitted he played like a 600 ranked player, drank, smoked between sets, and played 18 holes of golf.
Blossom, just to be clear, would you want the American Olympics, the LA Olympics, would you want them to be gender neutral where the sexes compete with each other?
Absolutely. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think long as
do you also believe
that he is trying? You can tell. I can totally tell. I don't care what anybody says. He's delusional and mentally ill, obviously. Before already dressing up as a woman, but you can clearly tell sometimes when I look at this, you can clearly tell by the questions that they're asking, logical questions. He knows what he's saying is it's BS. He's just trying to convince himself to keep that argument, stay faced, just keep that argument, no matter what, no matter how dumb it sounds. That's what I'm really getting. That's what I'm really getting from what I'm hearing. No, you know it's BS and you sound stupid, but you will never gonna let that go because you have to. You already so-called or something else when you're really not. So you gotta stick to that argument. You gotta stick to that argument because you want to be a woman so bad. You gotta. It's ridiculous. It's sad.
It's completely insane.
Men and non-binary.
Do you also believe that we should?
Why not?
It's completely insane.
This country was built on diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Exactly. This is why that's so nuts.
Oh my goodness. It's die. That's what it is. It's die. It's not DEI. It's die.
That does include cis women.
And you know what you would do? You would exclude all women from winning medals.
Right.
Well done.
That's not true. That is not true. Can we talk about Lia Thomas? Now, I bring up Lia Thomas because Riley knows her very well. I bring up Lia Thomas because the reality is, yes, she won some games, but Lia also...
Bigger lungs, taller, longer strides. Couldn't, like I said earlier, this is just my opinion, but I know it's not just an opinion. It's how some of these men think. They don't even care, not all of them, that want to be a woman or whatever. They're willing to sacrifice and try to be a trans so they can win overall. They don't care if they can't win. They can't win with men. So what's easier to do? Win with a woman since they're too pussy to win with men. They're sore losers. They cannot take losing. So what do? Take an easy win. Even if it takes sacrificing, pretending to be a trans and turning trans when they're not. So this is about winning, the competitiveness of being, they just can't take a loss. So they're willing to go to that extreme. I feel like there are different categories, right? And that's that person, whatever. That's that dude that swam and did all that. That's just totally ridiculous. You can't tell me there's no genetic difference. There is a genetic difference, and there's a reason why the sports are separated. We're strong in our own way. We're built different. It's that simple. Why are we trying to change that? You can't change that. It doesn't make us any less. We are women. We can hold babies in our uterus against gravity. All that stuff. Men can't. They're not supposed to.
Lost some games to cis women. So there are some cis women who are faster than Lia. There are some cis women who are stronger than Lia. And again, when we talk about genetics, there are some cis women that have natural higher testosterone levels than trans women.
They're still a woman.
That's why some of them may look
not
more
cis,
masculine.
a woman.
Had to experience that transphobia. Which, by the way, transphobia affects all women. And now that Trump has excluded...
That's like saying a woman's not a woman because she can't have her period or she has an issue where she goes into menopause early. Or, for I don't know, let's say she was born with no period or it stopped early or something like that. She's still a freaking woman. Using these ridiculous examples that are not even comparable. It's just retarded. I am trying to get through this, and I don't even believe the word using the word try, but the stupidity and the self trying to convince himself of this. You can tell a little bit partly he does not believe fully in everything he's saying. He just has to save face forever because he already switched over, allegedly switched over, but didn't. Dressing as what this person is not. Even no matter how dumb different topics of this argument is, they have to just stick with it. It's too late. The embarrassment is too great to be proven wrong. They are wrong. It's ridiculous. That's just how I see it. So hopefully people understand or respect my opinion. I mean, the delusion is beyond being delusional. It's also being mentally ill and trying to go and not being satisfied, or it can also be a lot of different things, which I don't care because I'm not a psychiatrist, whatever, a therapist, a doctor. But it also, I have noticed with other situations online, watching these debates and stuff, some have like sort of a deep-rooted anger against women because they can't be a woman or they don't like them or whatever. So, but they want to be it. And I don't care how far-fetched that sounds. There's some of them out there like that too. They don't like themselves that much, or they don't like females that much, or whatever, women, but they're willing to be what they don't like. It's the same thing as some the females that switch over to be guys. They're not switching over, but to appear like being guys, do all that homo stuff, chop their boobs off after being raped or whatever the case may be. But they're turning into something that did them harm. You know what I'm saying? But it's just very twisted. But I've noticed that pattern too. It's just it's bigger issues than just wanting to only just dress up as the opposite sex. It's like, it's bigger issues, and as long as they stay in denial. Besides, the ℂ𝕃𝕃 can't stand losing, you know, so they're gonna just, oh, I can't stand losing against my same gender, it's too embarrassing, so let me just get an easy win and against a genetically natural female. Yeah, I won. Like, that's being a sore loser. You're a pussy because you know you can already win. It's like trying to race somebody with a wheelchair or something. You know you're gonna win. It's sick and it's sad, and I'm glad Trump banned it. I'm glad.
Trans women from playing in sports, all women are going to be subjected to rigorous tests to make sure that they're not trans. And that does include cis women. I don't care how feminine they look. You could potentially be subjected to...
Woman, not cis, woman. You think you changed in your mind, in your false reality. We didn't change. We've always been women. Okay? So therefore, woman. We are not this extra words. Leave all our stuff how it normally has always been through time. If you think you changed into a dinosaur, that's on you. We're not changing because you so-called believe you changed in your mind and through appearance. We're a woman.
These rigorous tests.
That's it.
Because Donald Trump took his peanut-haired, red, orange behind and signed an executive order that he doesn't even know anything about. He's a convicted felon, 34 felonies.
They always like to use this false argument. I'm just not even gonna get into that. It's just they sound like parrots, and then if you want to dissect their argument and get into it, they really have no basis for it at all. They don't even know what they're talking about. It's just ridiculous. It really is.
We also need to be focusing on letting convicted felons in this country vote, since we elected a convicted felon, right? There's so much more work.
I seriously, like I said earlier, don't believe he believes anything he's saying at all. Like that other thing. Oh, have immigrants stay. We don't want them going. Okay, have them stay with you. When push comes to shove and you throw up everything in their face that they are for, it'll backfire. It'll just blow up like a bomb in their face. They're nothing but parrots. The liberals are just nothing but parrots, and it's just sickness. The woke mind, it's a pure sickness. Just anti-logical stuff, anti anything morale, just all like sexual. Everything is just twisted with them.
The economy is taking here.
All right, Riley.
Gas prices are high.
Okay.
Why is Trump focused so much on trans people?
Because he wants to preserve the integrity. Because
he wants to protect women's sports. That's why nobody gave an ish until these types of things started pushing themselves in what was women's spaces and areas, wrestling, sports. So nobody gave. We didn't. You gonna do that weird stuff? Okay. When you start trying to push yourself into an area where that is not natural and that is not the category in which you are supposed to be in, you're bringing yourself that negative attention. You want to cause problems. Nobody gives a F. Why do you think half the map is red? They got sick of this ish.
What?
I'll tell you what.
And the sex books in schools and all that stuff. It's sick. No morale. Nothing. You don't even have to be religious to know to know, have morale. It's disgusting. And there's so many motives why these types want to be like this. Some of them may not even want to think like that or do things to children. The thing is, it's so unnatural and ridiculous and warped until you don't know what motives are what. It could just be a ℂ𝕃𝕃 just can't take losing, so just want to switch over and willing to sacrifice his body just to win against a woman because he can't take losing with his own gender. Could be that, or it could be some other weird stuff. Can't take chances, so why should there be any exceptions letting any of this ridiculousness in sports, well, in restrooms, all of that? I will always stand by my beliefs and never be afraid. if asked. This is where I voice my opinion online, and I will never apologize for it.
I'll tell you why, Blossom, because he's not trans. I'll tell you why, Blossom.
I'm a woman.
Hang on, Riley. Hang on. Blossom, here's why. Because he's up against complete lunatics like you who think it would be right to have...
That's not normal. Just that behavior.
The gender-neutral Olympics. A gender-neutral Olympics is the most insane thing I've ever heard from any trans activist in history. Lunacy.
Exactly why Donald Trump
You haven't found out if you met me.
She's right. People like her exactly why.
Exactly why Donald Trump
I'm not your average trans woman.
Riley.
People like Blossom are exactly why Donald Trump won on November 5th. People, I believe...
Girl, please. Donald Trump
Bingo.
won the election, which is why he's sitting in office now.
Can we mute this? This is the most
She's not listening. She's saying a bunch of nothing.
Riley, you respond.
People turned out, I believe, en masses to the polls on November 5th to embrace Donald Trump, to embrace the America First agenda, to embrace his cabinet case. But more so, I believe people turned out to the polls to reject absurdity.
This is exactly.
And that is exactly what the past 30 minutes
gone too far
on this program, Pierce, is totally, entirely, and thoroughly absurd from top to bottom. Saying there should be a gender-neutral Olympics.
It's gone too far.
Do you also believe, Blossom, that we should combine the Paralympics?
Why do we care? Why do we care? We care because this ish is constantly shoved in our face in every aspect of our life. On a commercial, in a restroom, it's constantly shoved in people's normal people's faces. I'm proud to be a normie. I guess I can be called a freak because I look goth, but other than that, I'm a normie. I'm the most conservative, semi-introvert person you'll meet. I'm a normie. The values I have, it will never go away. We're sick of it. We've been sick of it for a while. They pushed it in there little by little, and then it got all forceful with movies, commercials, everything, subliminal messaging. If you paid attention through the years, you know what I'm talking about. It got crazy. It got insane. It got ridiculous. Why do we care? Because you tried to push that crap in our face in every aspect of life, and we got sick of hearing about it. Most of us didn't even give a damn. We just like, leave us alone with the BS. Leave the kids alone. Other than that, I don't give a shit. I don't gotta agree with how you live. I don't want to talk to you. I don't have to talk to you. But you're not gonna push that crap on children, my niece, or me, my mind.
To that.
Okay, I'll ask her. Bring back Blossom. Blossom, should we combine the Paralympics with the regular Olympics? Have them all compete with each other?
I mean, why not? And to go back to Riley's point,
why not? You are completely insane.
Go back to the last one.
Yeah,
just answering that for entertainment. He really doesn't believe that. I really don't think he believes that. He's just answering it for entertainment.
Turns out to be unequal.
Just for attention.
Any Paralympian or any woman.
People went to the polls because they want prices to come down. People went to the polls. They went to the polls to vote because they had every right to.
Yeah, and they voted for Donald Trump. And you know why? You know why? Because people like you are turning to
Piers Morgan, I love it.
Donald Trump rigged that election. Donald Trump does not even have the capacity to even run this country.
He just keeps saying buzzwords. It's just so annoying. No valid points or argument, just the same buzzwords, and there's nothing behind. It's not a real opinion. It's just parroted. It really does. It appears to be parroted. He's not entertaining. I will never cover him again. I'm just saying.
Thank Riley. Thank you, Blossom.
Still
Riley,
talking.
Thank you for engaging in this in the best way you could have done. I think when we have somebody
thinks it's cute, it's really like delusional and sad.
Says that the answer to this debate is that we have a gender-neutral Olympics and we allow Paralympics and the Olympics to morph into one event. And says this is about DIE, when in fact what it does is it removes any equality for Paralympians or women. So no disabled people
he said die.
would ever win.
But that's what it is. He meant DI.
Would win either more than about 2 or 3 medals, because we all know that's why they separate the sexes. If that is DIE at work, That is why DIE has been a travesty. DEI, I'm sorry. It would be a travesty. So, Riley, thank you. Congratulations on getting this over the line. Hopefully, it will bring some sanity and equality and inclusion back to sport, which is what we want. Bring back Blossom. Blossom? Blossom, what are your...
It does say DIE, it's DEI.
I know, I corrected myself. The whole thing is absurd, whichever way you want to put the letters.
He really meant it was DIE. It was so funny.
He's rooted in reality. So
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but Blossom...
Girl, shut your butt up.
See, that was rude. That was rude. That was rude. And then she said a clothing brand to try to stereotype. But let that be the other way around, no. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't do that. Extremely disrespectful. One day his feelings gonna get so hurt he gonna start crying like a woman, even though he not. Somebody gonna hit a nerve. He gonna be able to emotionally. He already can't emotionally control himself. That's what I noticed. Can't even, that male anger still underneath there. Can't even emotionally control himself. He got this hate for a woman. I have noticed that. I don't care what nobody say. Some of them do though. Like, you can't stand them so bad you gotta be them. But you'll never be them. You chasing that. That's what you're chasing. But I noticed that though. That underlining nastiness is disgusting. It's they're gonna chase something and they're never gonna achieve it. But that was disrespectful.
Hey, girl, go on.
It's Tommy Lauren looking good. Well, funny enough, I'm going to have Tommy Lauren on the show, actually.
Tommy Lauren reject. Go on over there somewhere.
Ad hominem. That's all the left has. Have violence and then...
Right, violence.
Can't
never have a conversation. Can't never have a conversation with it.
You make every single trans person, every single trans activist look bad.
You do,
every single one of them.
You know what?
You make them all look terrible.
Myself. I represent myself.
Oh, now you represent yourself.
And what I'm doing is facing off with fascists and racists on live air, and I'm okay with that.
They just that's just so irritating. They just throw these volatile words around, especially that other one. That just annoys me so bad. And this new age generation thing. I'm a millennial and I'm proud to be. Just this new age, anything you think something is, without proper evaluation and really like having a reality check, you just automatically jumped because you want to be emotional about something, so you accuse somebody of something that you know most likely they are not, whether it's a stranger or a friend. I cannot stand that. I cannot stand that. It's just very, very dangerous. That's not about not having freedom of speech. It's another form of trying to put somebody in a negative light in a box when you know that's not what it is. But you use that to shut them up. That's what it is. You use that false accusation to shut them up. But all the better not to shut up when you know you are not whatever somebody's calling you. Let me continue.
I spout on Piers' show.
I said what I said.
Fabulous. I can say, Blossom, I do want to congratulate you. Seriously, Blossom, you have been without a shadow of a... the maddest trans activist I've ever had on the show. Congratulations. Riley, thank you very much. Thank you, Blossom.
That's fact.
That's it. I'm going to go and have a cold shower and calm down.